One day along came a big bad wolf. Little pig, let me in, snarled the wolf. Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin, cried the first little pig. Well, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, growled the wolf. Oh dear, do we think it's a good idea to build a house out of straw? No! Well, this might be a fairy tale, but actually in real life people have been building straw houses for a very long time. In fact, they're still doing it today. The only thing is, it's quite hard work. And they've got to deal with people huffing and puffing about it. But they say their houses are safe and strong, warm and dry. So actually, the first little piggy might have had it right all along. It's just a shame about those wolves. Huntsbury, on the fringes of the Port Hills in Christchurch, is a popular suburb with plenty of options for outdoor adventure close by.
I think that might be it. That's where we're going to go climbing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, what do you think of the spot?
Yeah.
For Elizabeth and Everett Norris, the natural environment is the big attraction.
You're not climbing the scaffold anymore.
Yeah. All right.
This is the real deal.
Everett, originally from Hamilton, is a builder with his own company.
My hobbies are building, board games and hiking, in that order. But on recent years, it's mainly been building. Saving for the dream house. Sorry.
Those long legs and arms. Can't keep up with them.
Christchurch-born Elizabeth is a graduate architect working in an architect's office on her way to getting fully registered. But she also has a bigger vision.
I didn't pursue architecture immediately. I was obsessed with stopping climate change, which I still am, but I was doing it in a different way, more with tree planting. And then I realised that I could do architecture and that natural building actually was one of the best ways to build better for the environment. I work for Design and Make Architects and I'm a committee member for the Earth Building Association.
In fact, Elizabeth and Everett have a passion for natural building and earth-friendly houses.
We met at a natural building conference. So that's how we met, which I think is quite romantic.
We knew that actually we had the same visions and ideas and, that maybe we should be together.
Yeah.
They're now planning what they hope will be their family home on a Huntsbury Hill section Elizabeth and her mother bought in 2017.
I had years and years of thinking about what I was going to build on it. It's going to become our house and it's, the one that we want to live in for a long time. But it's also important because it's making me become an architect someday. And that this is going to be one of my projects that I use towards my registration.
While Elizabeth is interested in architectural aesthetics and visual appeal, Everett has a much more straightforward approach to building.
If left to my own devices, I would make it simple. When I see complexity, it's like ugly. That's a shame. That's wasteful. This is probably our largest point of conflict. But
where the conflict is, that's where the magic is, because that's where we can learn from each other and make a better solution.
We'll just have to wait to see on that. Right now, there's a section on a hillside and a young couple full of hopes and dreams. G'day.
Hey, Tom.
How are you?
Very good.
Everett.
pleasure to meet you, Tom.
You too. So this is it. This is you.
This is our property.
I've just walked by a building, but that's not it, is it? There's a hole in the ground here.
Yeah, this is where we're going to build our house, and this is our workshop.
Okay, and is this a clue?
Yeah, we're going to build a straw bale passive house.
A passive and a straw bale house?
Yes.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
The couple's workshop garage is not straw bale constructed or passive house certified, but it has been built by Everett from recycled timber with a kind of whimsical quality I think someone like Peter Jackson would enjoy.
There's a bit of Hobbit in it, right?
I am full Shire.
Full Shire.
The rustic look is really nice for the garage, but for the house I'd like it to be more slick and more architectural.
Right. So you're going to be able to bring to bear some of that fine architectural thinking. And Everett's going to be resisting all the way.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, let's see.
Alongside the Full Shire garage, Elizabeth and Everett's house sits out of the ground on a timber base. The entry hall opens to a living and dining room with wool-insulated earthen flooring and a load-bearing timber post and beam structure packed with tightly compressed straw bales. Continue into the kitchen featuring recycled Rimu cabinetry, parquet flooring and a walk-in pantry. All the windows are triple glazed and German made, with a large window seat in the lounge taking in the western views, while a timber deck runs along the northern side. At the back of the ground floor, there's a guest bedroom and bathroom. These straw walls are thickly plastered with softly curving corners, but the central stair wall braces the building and so will be timber clad with vertical battens. Upstairs, there's laundry space and a machine room for the passive house ventilation system. Then back down the hallway to the bathroom with private deck and onto 2 small bedrooms. The king-size master bedroom features views across the city and Canterbury Plains, and a glass-fronted deck alongside. The Skillion-style roof is steel-clad with solar panels on the north. The exterior walls will be lime-plastered, protecting the straw in a weather-resistant and breathable natural finish. Elizabeth and Everett are fully committed to building a low-energy house using locally sourced renewable materials and minimizing construction waste. A home truly aligned to their earthy version of sustainable living.
All right, so we've got Everett, you're the main builder, but you're going to have some lackeys, maybe some expert lackeys coming in to help as well, which costs money. So if you're free, your design input is free.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I can also build.
She's
Great.
pretty good. She's really good on the tools. You'll be surprised.
You're all in.
Yeah.
Consenting tricky for a straw bale house in New Zealand?
Yeah, it probably took twice as long to get the consent. 600 pages of studies of all sorts of things from all over the world.
And what was the cost of the section?
228,000.
228.
Yeah.
How much do you have for the house?
So we've got 500,000 for the house, including borrowing money, and we've got a buffer of about 30 to 40,000.
So what happens if you go over that 500,000 and the little 30,000 buffer?
Yeah, the other builders, they'll be gone. We won't have anything to pay them. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few family members that we might be able to do some borrowing off.
Do they know?
Yeah, we have actually talked to a few of them, and we think we've got a backup plan.
Okay.
So if everything goes to plan, I reckon 1.5 years. And then we've got this extra sort of 6-month buffer of time. So 2 years is what we expect it will actually be.
Is there a pressing need to have a finish line?
Yeah, we'd like to have a family.
The best reason.
Yeah. So we don't want to, delay forever for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, better get building.
Yeah, we better get building.
I think these two are going to be great fun to watch. Building in an alternative way using pretty much Stone Age materials in a modern setting.
But while Elizabeth and Everett embrace the environmental benefits of using straw for housing, how practical is it today? People have built out of loosely packed straw clad with materials like earth, manure and timber for thousands of years. However, these buildings had issues. They burnt down, they got infested with vermin, they rotted and simply didn't last.
But that all changed in the late 19th century with the invention of these rather brilliant mechanical baling machines, which gave us ready-made, neat building blocks.
These new machine-baled straw houses were much stronger, warmer, faster to build and lasted longer too, if properly built and maintained.
As a raw material, it's very cheap.
And when we bind it together, it's a great insulator. High thermal properties. A great alternative to conventional building products, you might say. But a lot of it still goes to waste. So given the abundant supply, what's stopping us building more straw bale houses today? The challenge now is to get straw bale construction accepted as a standalone solution in the building code. But until then, clever people like Lizzie and Everett, I think, are going to prove that you can build straw houses well. And there's a good chance that they will become important in this country's housing future. In the couple of weeks after my visit to Huntsbury Hill, there's been plenty of action on site, with work for the extensive foundations well underway.
When the concrete trucks come up, they need to reverse down the lane.
This morning, the concrete's being poured for the foundations. And while Elizabeth has worked on building sites before as Everett's apprentice, today she's on traffic management.
Even stop the traffic if you have to.
Yeah.
So they don't just turn around the corner and be surprised by a concrete truck.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm in the shade, so
It's nice. It's a good spot, actually.
don't fall in a hole.
Love you.
Straw bale houses are very rare in Christchurch, and gaining building consent here was a long and expensive process. But it wasn't just the straw causing issues, it was the land itself and its history. This was the so-called Hill of Hope, where tuberculosis patients were cared for in the Kashmir Sanatorium and Coronation Hospital for many years. There was a lot of building and demolition up and down the steep slopes on this light, silty soil. And by the 1990s, the hill was largely covered with housing. But many of the homes were damaged or destroyed in the landslides triggered by the 2011 Christchurch earthquake. And that led to the area being designated a mass movement zone, where new builds need serious foundations.
So yeah, we've got our house piles, which are 3 meters down into the ground. A lot of concrete actually, a lot more than we thought. But we just want to make sure that this house does not go anywhere.
But while so much is going into making this house unshakable, I'm wondering about the couple's working relationship. Elizabeth's an aspiring architect with an eye for interesting design. Everett's a builder with a passion for simplicity. I'm not sure where the common ground is, or if the ground is, in fact, already shaky. It's the weekend before Christmas, but no prospect of summer holidays here at Elizabeth and Everett Norris's straw bale house in Christchurch. Elizabeth's already worked a full week in the architect's office, and now she's backing up on the tools here.
You sure?
Yeah.
You saw it slip over?
Yeah.
The more hours I can put on the building site, the better. But I've also got to keep up my regular day job as well. So today's Saturday, and I'm here tomorrow as well.
The designer also doesn't hesitate giving the builder the benefit of her opinion.
So what I would do is for the shower part that's here, I would just make all of them the 240mm, and as soon as we're away from the shower, we go up as we have done.
This is not quite the way Everett thought it was going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally I don't get so much talk back from the apprentices. So there's a lot more like, nah, I disagree. Well, I have the builder here. Yeah.
Actually, though, I'm going to cut that off. And then
What was meant to happen was Elizabeth would say what we were going to do, and I could say how we were going to do it. But now we're here, there's a bit more crossover than we expected, and it's not so clear lines.
During the build, the couple are staying with Elizabeth's mum, Ros, who shares their environmental values while recognising their individuality and differences.
I have heard a couple of arguments. Elizabeth is very creative and very determined, and Everett, he's quite stubborn. But yeah, anyway, they'll work it out. They're working it out just fine. It'll be good. water and mint.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being served like a king.
Elizabeth?
That's because you've been working hard all day, so you can be a king if you want to be.
I mean, if you want some rice, I've got a whole pot.
Roz is a calming influence, encouraging Elizabeth and Everett to think about their commitment to natural building and how they're putting it into practice.
Perfect.
Another day.
We're going to miss your cooking when we're living alone up on the hill.
No, well, I'm sure I'll be running up and down the hill all the time, coming up to say hello. Deliver it on the site, Everett, you think?
Yeah, yes, please.
Roz's organic, homegrown meal is a real tonic after a sometimes stressful day on site.
Here, toast to you guys.
Yes.
Well done. All on track. A dream is going to come true.
Mm-hmm.
By March, with the wall framing going up, Elizabeth can stand and look out from the bones of her house.
I love the little church steeple in the distance, and there's this big tree that's nearby it, and it's really pretty. And then it just slopes away into the plains.
One thing Elizabeth's really happy with is a design change she made to the front of the house, angling a wall to make the most of the outlook.
The house is basically a square, and then we've got this random 30-degree angle on one side. And I'm so glad that I pushed for it, because it is really capturing the best view on the whole property. And so we only really had one opportunity to get that amazing view.
However, that change and the added complexity wasn't appreciated by everyone.
Everett grumbled every day when he was doing this angle, just because of the angles of the floor joists and the connections and everything. And every day he's like, why? But if I didn't have that angle, then we would just be looking at the hills or looking at the neighbours, but we wouldn't see the view. And so it would just be such a lost opportunity. And then finally we put up the studs and we have the opening and there's the view. And I was like, there you go, Everett. And he agrees, of course, it's worth it. But I have to say that I've got a lot to learn from him too. So, he'll have some battles that he wins as well.
Right now on site though, there's nothing going on at all. To honour a previous building commitment and bring in some much needed cash, Everett's living in Methven, about 100 kilometres south of Christchurch, working on another straw bale house. This one's a lot further along and Everett's onto the plaster cladding. But there's some critical work to do on his own house, and he needs this job to be done and dusted.
The big downside of being here is we've lost the summer. So I've got to get the roof on, and winter's getting closer by the day. So I've been 7 days a week working here. And the moment it's over, the next day I'll be on my site working on my house. And I have to finish it by end of next year. I have to, because every week sooner you finish is another week you get its use. It's worth so much.
A bonus here though is the inspiration and encouragement Everett's taking from how this home has been designed and put together. He's certainly impressed.
This is going to be a really warm, comfortable house. It's not too big. It's quite simple, but then they've made it just beautiful. So it's that's my favorite, simple but beautiful.
And it may well be that this enforced separation has its upsides. Certainly the break will add cash to the coffers, but it might be even more valuable than that.
Yeah, I think it definitely does strengthen the relationship to have a little bit of time apart. He's just so stressed, or I'm so stressed. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to having the house and having this. I love the process of building, but I am looking more forward to just having the house and having our normal relationship again.
It's been a while since I visited Lizzie and Everett, and I'm really keen to see progress. Now, you may wonder why I'm on a bike. Today is Earth Day, and so I thought I would honour their philosophy by arriving on carbon neutral transport. I see the roof's not on yet, and now he's back from the methane job. That will be Everett's big focus, so we can get the straw bales in. Hey, how are you?
Welcome.
Good.
Thank you. I'm going to park up. It's great to get up to the top floor and take in the view that Elizabeth's design makes the most of. So this feels really generous, doesn't it, for a man who lived in a tiny house? And what will this be? Will you have an ensuite?
Not yet. Not while Everett lives here, apparently.
No?
No, just provision for it in the future.
Clearly, I've hit a nerve here. Elizabeth wants an ensuite, but Everett has dug his toes in, and this time, he's won.
I just think that everything you add to your house, you have to decide, is this going to actually add happiness? And if it doesn't, I think it's just an obstacle.
And Lizzie?
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure there was at least one bathroom on each floor, so that's what we've got.
The other thing I didn't expect to see was the pink timber. Yeah, preserved timber.
It was a big battle for us to get untreated timber. We were just so exhausted by the time we got in the house. We were trying to do no treated timbers.
I think we had Macacarpa, we had Douglas fir, and then we realised the cost of it, so hence why we've just gone with the Pinus radiata H1.2.
Yeah, so you kind of have to pick your battles.
That's what we're doing.
You're targeting lots of different really worthy things that you believe in, but actually there's some practicality in there to actually get the building built. Elizabeth and Everett are trying their best to build an earth-friendly home inspired by centuries-old techniques within the expensive and highly regulated 21st century construction industry. It's a complicated scenario, including growing concern about the environmental cost of modern building. Over 40% of New Zealand's landfill waste comes from the construction industry, and that adds up to millions of tons. The materials Lizzie and Everett are using, straw, clay-based plaster, can be combined back into the earth in a circular, sustainable model. Now, many of the modern building materials don't have that benefit and are potentially destined for landfill. But there's always context. For decades, New Zealand struggled with cold, damp homes that simply didn't last, and the focus shifted to using chemically treated timber to resist rot. And while that solves some issues, it may have created others. Many treated timbers, varnishes and paints contain chemicals that can emit off-gassing into our internal environments and potentially creating long-term health risks. On the other hand, in a system already struggling to deliver affordable, efficient housing, minimizing or removing chemicals altogether may seem impractical. There's certainly a hot debate to be had on these complex and controversial issues. I mean, the mind boggles. Just being here, you can really appreciate why Lizzie and Everett are so committed to their cause and feel that what they're doing is of critical importance. September and a fine Christchurch morning. No rain in the forecast, and just as well. 400 straw bales have arrived on site, and they all have to go into the framing to form the walls today.
So I pull it tight as I can, and then pull it down, that side.
I'm a novice here, but the natural building community has turned out in force, and the couple are very grateful.
Thank you again for coming and helping today. This is something that Lizzie and I have wanted for a long time. We fell in love when we were kids, while we were young.
We didn't know.
Wedding speech.
No, not us.
I met you in my 20s.
I meant with straw bales, with straw bale building.
But enough laughs at Everett's expense. He's got a careful plan worked out for the straw bale installation, and everyone needs to jump to it. You certainly find out who your friends are on days like this.
We can probably fit 2 bales and a piece.
There's a fair bit of prep work involved, and it's not as straightforward as I thought it would be. Every bale has to be tied and uniformly compressed and cajoled into position.
I'll try one more time.
But before too long, everyone seems to get the hang of it.
Beautiful. The bottom.
Everett keeps a close eye on quality control.
Okay.
There's a lot at stake here, and every bale counts.
We did it!
Even bales in difficult positions are no match for Everett's can-do Kiwi ingenuity.
Well, this is new to me. Car jacks, a driver's strops, but pretty effective. Yeah, I guess you have to be inventive when you're building in an alternative way.
3, 2, 1. This is also the wrong side. Someone set me up. It feels very different with the walls and with the straws, and you can start to feel what the house is actually like now. It's now a proper strawberry house.
What we're seeing today, in equal parts, is Everett's brilliance and madness as this house comes together quite quickly, really.
But the most impressive thing of all is that there's a whole community here building with Everett and Lizzie. And you don't see that very often. It's really quite exciting. With the bales in, the house is now set in straw, and interior work can step up. Time for Elizabeth then to assert her architectural vision and Everett to accept it. Or not. Keeping them both happy will be a test, but for now at least, it's all smiles. It's early November on Huntsbury Hill, and Everett has covered the straw bales with a clay and fibre-based plaster mix to protect them from the weather, while the rest of the build continues. The walls will have a finishing plaster layer added later on. Inside, some interior walls will be plastered, while others will feature recycled timber, and some have yet to be built as Everett and Elizabeth work out their final floor plan.
Oh, this is cool, Lizzie. It feels really cocooning and quiet, doesn't it?
So it's an ideal time for Elizabeth's employer and mentor, Delia, to visit.
I'm wondering about whether to kind of box that in and bring the height down, and then as you enter into the space, it all opens up. Or I just keep this long height all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is where, like, the most of the architecture is internally, is like the volume of the space and like the power of these, kind of how these forms relate. So I think if you are going to close that off, it does need to be something that's really strong. Don't sort of close it off and make conventional little pokey rooms out of it, because I don't think you need to.
Okay. So much of my attention was about making sensible spaces, and there hasn't been any time for creativity. And now I feel like this is the moment and I've got to capture it, and if I don't, like, I'm going to miss it and it's just going to be, I don't know, ordinary. And if I just carry on with my busy life, just focusing on earning money to pay for the building, I'm going to miss this opportunity.
There's a lot going on here. A forever family home, a statement from a budding architect, and the big picture the couple passionately believe in.
I think it's a pretty ambitious project to embark upon, and so we've all kind of just sort of gone all in with them to kind of make it happen. So it's their build, but it also feels like it's a community build as well for our kind of earth building community. So I'm very proud of her, actually. I think she's done a great job.
A few weeks later, and Elizabeth and Everett are hosting delegates from the Earth Building Association of New Zealand's annual conference. The same event where they met several years ago.
Thank you for being interested enough to come see my house. we've always wanted to do something like this.
And while the creativity Elizabeth wants to bring to the build is not on show yet, Everett couldn't be more excited about what's here already.
I love it. I kind of bore Elizabeth to tears because, you know, what I want to talk about at night is, you know, building physics, building science, housing, how we can build better, and to find other people like me and we can just geek about, you know, spreadsheets and, you know, climate models and carbon footprints. I love it. If you think now, there's a kitchen here, dining room.
For the visitors, it's a chance to see theory turned into practice, and for the couple to stress the importance of forward planning when building a truly sustainable home.
A lot of buildings, they're taken down, they're renovated to the extreme or with a huge expense to make them fit our modern day lifestyle. Can we maximize the different uses of this building so that this building could last for generations and generations and not have to be taken down?
I do wonder though if the couple are preaching to the converted. If straw bale houses have any chance of moving into the mainstream, it will be down to people like Elizabeth injecting aesthetic qualities and design thinking to create broader appeal. It's 2 months since my last visit, so I thought I'd swing by to site for a catch-up. Well, that was a mistake. Just a couple hanging out, digging poo.
Yeah, and then splattering it on the house.
Yeah, I've brought my glad rags, ready to come and help.
Nice.
Cool.
For the walls, Everett has devised a specific plaster mix of clay, sand, straw, hemp, and cow manure.
Oh, why are you touching
Oh,
it? I don't know.
The raw materials are ground together and mixed with water to create the viscosity and consistency Everett wants.
What I'm trying to do is get as much fiber in it as possible and still be able to pump it, because the fiber makes it more flexible and makes it stronger and less likely to crack.
And so to work, homemade plaster.
Quite smelly.
Once the perfect mix is achieved, it gets blasted onto the walls with this sprayer. There's a bit to think about here, there's a bit of coordination. I'm gonna make a mess, aren't I? Since the couple's budget for extra labor has now run out, I'm happy to step in, but...
Oh, that jump. I think we go for it.
To achieve consistent coverage requires a skilled applicator, not an enthusiastic amateur.
I'm really worried that I'm getting this wrong, but it's actually really good fun.
Fortunately, Everett comes along after me to sort it all out, so I can get an update on Elizabeth's design journey. Hello.
Oh, hello.
To dust myself off a bit. Typically, at this stage in a conventional build, the interior design decisions would be around what paint or wallpaper to use, or tiles versus timber. But here, Elizabeth is mixing colour into clay plaster. There's a sort of artist kit here, isn't there? You get a few different materials, some pigments.
Mm-hmm. We may find that we really like just the natural local plaster, but these pigments, they just bring a bit of life and flavour to the room. You can see I've got these burnt brown, orange, red colours. We've got ochres, greens.
Yeah.
I'll have to choose sort of a theme, like downstairs might have those warm, rich colours because it's a bit darker down there. Upstairs I'm thinking maybe more beach colours.
So you're going to create some real atmospheres.
Different feelings in each room, perhaps.
Yeah. The focus is on those architectural decisions still to make. There are a few of those, but also all of those finishing decisions.
I'm actually feeling a little scared.
Right, a bit of pressure.
Yeah, a bit of pressure.
This is where you prove yourself as a house designer.
That's right. I hope I make it super, super nice so I don't want to leave.
Sure. Yeah. Yet again, being here has proven to be a fully immersive experience. But peer beyond the earth, cow dung, straw, and there's a critical part that we haven't seen yet. And that's the transformation of this into the architectural experience, the visual treat that it so deserves to be. I'm on the scenic back route to Lizzie and Everett's self-built home over the Port Hills. And I guess the thing about it being self-built is that I can't imagine a finished house. It's been such an immersive, all-encompassing process that my vision of Everett is covered in straw and mud and natural materials. So what will we find? I don't know. And in fact, maybe a part of me doesn't want it to end. But that's a sentiment Everett and Elizabeth will hardly agree with. They've put their hearts and soul into the build, and it's not over yet. The landscaping, for instance, is still to be done, but it's inside the house that I'm hoping their hard work has been rewarded. Well, I like this. Core 10 cladding panels, hand-painted with birds and straw, of course. And there's a real sculptural quality to this house. A little gentle angle and curved window reveals. It really is a house that welcomes you in. Oh, and an open front door. Oh, look at this. This is Lizzie's engravings, I guess. Beautiful pigment carved into the wall. Hello. Hey.
Oh, hello.
Hey, yeah. You know, I've never seen you two dressed like this quite. You're always in work mode, up to your ears in something. And
Rare occurrence.
right. And it's gorgeous. It's such a lovely feeling here, and everywhere is full of really individual touches. This light, what am I looking at? What is that?
Oh, that's the ginkgo leaf and berry. It's recessed into the ceiling.
Very nice. And another one here, that more engraving on the wall.
Yeah, typical New Zealand scenery, mountains, ocean.
And also there's a lot of diagonal work here, which I look at it and I just think of Everett cutting angles everywhere.
It was second timber, so I was using up all the short pieces.
Ah, so you didn't have the luxury of the long plank, so you improvised, and yeah, so much more characterful for it. The creativity, originality, the textures, the colours could all be overwhelming, but somehow they're not. Even in the smallest room, like the bathroom downstairs. Well, it's so nice to be surrounded by earthy, natural materials. You're sort of drawn to them.
It has an olive oil soap finish over the lime plaster.
Yeah, so it does. It smells of olive. Yeah. Building an environmentally sustainable house on a very tight budget has taken imagination and innovation.
This is our bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, lots of different materials going on. And above me, a soft material on the ceiling.
It's actually leftover weed mat from the garden, and we had run out of the nice ceiling, so we thought we'd put it on the ceiling, and actually we quite like it.
So this house, it's not just about recycling materials. You're thinking of innovative ways to use materials in a different way, in a different purpose.
There's a lot of trying something out, and if Elizabeth doesn't like it, try something else.
Well, there's the key. Yeah.
Thank
you. I'm mentally preparing myself for more brave experimentation. And not just the textures, colours and materials, but the different sculptural forms possible in a plaster-lined straw house like this. A little niche here and more curves. There's so much happening here. You might think too much, but it all works together beautifully. So this is Creative Central. Yeah, your office.
Yeah, that's right.
So you've got oak floorboards on the ceiling.
Yeah. Well, you know, some people build quite large houses and they have lots of leftovers, and so we buy the leftovers and slightly different tints on the ceilings and floors in each room.
Yeah, it's a really restful space. There's a guest bedroom upstairs, but no weed mat wall this time. And finally, at the front, The upstairs lounge, I'm really looking forward to seeing. Oh, this is a treat. What a great view. How would you describe the shape of this room?
Oh, it's organic, I suppose, yeah. This is how I would have liked all the rooms, but it's a lot easier to build rectangular spaces.
The deal I had with Elizabeth was she could have whatever curves she wanted, as long as they weren't structural. So I built them like normal rafters, but then bent battens underneath and clicked the ceiling in.
I'm really glad you did them. This is so much more satisfying. I have to say, you two, I'm supremely comfortable in your lovely house. How do you feel?
It's so much better than I imagined. I was so heads down, focused on trying to build the thing. And to come back, it's so much better than I expected.
We didn't realize it was going to be this good. It was just so much hard work that we were just sort of tired, and he's got a sore knee and
You're slightly broken.
Slightly broken.
Yeah.
So then for the house to actually just turn out really well, it's such a relief.
It is my favorite house anywhere. It's like of any house I've seen.
Wow, the best house in the world. Says a man
To me.
Well, yeah. No,
Not
that's
to
what it's
everyone.
about.
No, and it shouldn't be for everyone. It should just be for us.
Yeah.
So, money. Where were you with your budget?
The original budget was $540,000.
Did you hit 540?
No.
No.
So we went over by $140,000, and a large proportion of that was paying for other builders. And I think, in the future, if we ever built anything again, or if we were advising other people, we would say always budget for more labour, because it's just really hard on your own.
Yeah, you try to take it all on by yourself, but it can be hard.
So adding those two together, 540 and 140, you get 680. And then you look at this house, 680 is still incredible.
Yeah, we worked out that it's about a value of about $380,000 that we have put into it ourselves.
Goodness, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you could also include all the friends and other helpers that we've had. It's really nice to think we've done this, we've set ourselves up, and now we can move on to the next phase in our lives. Ideal for a family, so that's the next step.
And isn't that a lovely thing to think about?
Yeah, and for Everett to participate in things that are going on in the city again. He's just been locked in here for 2 years.
Yes, you can release the Everett.
I go out and people were like, oh, where's your husband? And 2 years later, they're still asking the same question.
You're still married? What I really enjoy about this home is that Lizzie and Everett have had a look at how we build houses now, said no on almost every front. They wanted to build better, more thoughtfully. And with that ambition and a great deal of hard work, they've created a home full of experimentation, innovation, personality. And that's around this teamwork, a sense of faith in each other's abilities. And the result, well, a joyful setup for life. What an enchanting proposition.